you're certainly welcome. Let's have you move here then, so that you can address this board.
Thank you, Mr. Garrison. It's a pleasure to be here to present the audit for the 2010-11 year. We did have a detailed review of the audit and the finances with the Finance Committee, but just as a synopsis for the remainder of the board, the district ended the June 30, 2011 year with sufficient surpluses to get it through the current year we're in, which is the 11-12 year. The district did appropriate...
Jeff,
yes.
Introduce yourself, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Jeff Bliss. I'm a partner with Lawrence Vincent Higgins. We do the audit for the school district. Again, the district did end the year, June 30, 2011, with sufficient surpluses to finance the 2011-12 budget. The 11-12 budget did rely heavily on a large amount of surplus to finance those expenditures, and it appears based on the projection that we did for the 11-12 year that they will make it the 11-12 year and should have just enough surpluses, hopefully, to get it through the 12-13 year. However, going forward and looking forward to 2 years down the road, there is some potential financial difficulties that the district might face with respect to regenerating these surpluses in the future. It's a potential that going forward in 2 years that there may not be the surpluses that are available now to finance the expenditures in those years. It could be anywhere in the tune of $2.5 to $3 million. So although the district is okay this year and probably will start by next year, they do need to make a plan to review the budgets, look for new revenue sources, and look for potential expenditure reductions to ensure that when they hit the budget in 2 years from now, that they're not, caught with a big shortfall in surplus to finance that budget. With respect to recommendations that we made in our audit, we had 8 recommendations, 3 which we consider significant. The first recommendation regards a contract dispute with the state of New Jersey, and what our recommendation there, as the board well knows, is that issue needs to be resolved as soon as possible, as timely as possible. I understand it is under attorney review, but we're just reinforcing that issue be resolved. We had 3 recommendations regarding financial accounting and reporting. One was just related to how per diem rates are calculated when we pay out accumulated sick and vacation pay. The state changed the regulations on what the number of days are, and we just need to review our contracts and our calculations to make sure they comply with that. We also had a recommendation regarding awarding of certain contracts. We must, when we award contracts, make sure the funding source is available to fund those contracts. We had one small minor item regarding contract awards, so we need to do a better job there. We also made a recommendation regarding where certain expenses are charged. We had certain salary charges and certain supply charges that weren't to the correct line items. The state of New Jersey has a very detailed chart of accounts. It's very specific, very comprehensive, and things are to be charged to certain accounts because certain calculations are made by the state regarding certain cost categories and certain cost limitations. So we need to do a better job to make sure we charge those accounts properly. Under school purchasing, we've probably been the auditors for about 4 years now. I gotta say, this has been a recommendation every year, but there has been a tremendous improvement in this area. But we still need to do a little bit better job regarding how we award contracts, how we obtain quotes, and just make sure that we comply with all the regulations under the local contracts law. The state of New Jersey, with respect to contracts and purchasing, is very regulated, very specific, and a lot of things can slip through the cracks, but there has been great improvement there, but we still need to do a little bit more corrective action. With our food service account, we made a recommendation. We have some old account receivables. We need to take a review of them and do whatever appropriate action is to collect those funds. And if they're deemed to be uncollectible, we need to write a bill. We had a recommendation regarding the after-school daycare and summer program. It is kind of a decentralized operation, meaning it doesn't kind of occurs out in the schools. And there are a lot of financial transactions, a lot of transactions with small dollar amounts, but a lot of paper and a lot of things that we need to bring in and centralize the accounting and reporting and collection of those funds into the business office so that we can control, those transactions and get good internal controls over that area. The final recommendation we had regarding the student body activity accounts. Those are the accounts maintained at the school for the student organizations and clubs. And we made a recommendation there regarding to improve the financial reporting and accounting in that area too. And what we're really looking for there is probably the best approach would be to do some kind of training session with the individual schools and the individual treasurers, and just to go over what the proper procedures are in collecting funds, dispersing funds, and accounting and having proper accounting records over those funds. I think it would also be a good decision to maybe on a monthly basis is to have those, maybe prepare financial reports and have those reports submitted to the board office so that they can review them to make sure that those procedures are followed. Those were the recommendations we made in the report. If there's any questions by the board, I'd be more than happy to answer.
I think we're all set. We did have some committee meetings with your report as well, so we're all set. Thank you so much, Mr. Pace. We're going to move on along.